The LCS Challengers League is brought to you by Turo, the world's largest car-sharing marketplace. Find your drive.
Subway's now slicing their meats fresh. Try a new deli hero from the Subway series and taste the difference for yourself.
Welcome back, everybody, to the LCS Challengers League promotion tournament, where we have a Game 3 between Mirage Alliance and Winthrop University. Winthrop looking like a completely different team than what we saw in that first game, Mazel. They came out fighting top to bottom. Every player impressed.
We said they needed to get those early to mid-game advantages. Well, they did just that. Again, the NACL running rampant in these games, in this series as a whole. But got to give a special shout-out. Mobility having incredible moments on the Xayah, being able to pick up that pick again. But Denethor, man, he bought so much time in top side of the map. He was able to kind of just stay there, farm up, and then had such big influences in the team fights.
I think everyone really stepped up on the side of Winthrop for this game. I mean, we could even shout out Trickster and Chookies as well for playing that Vi and Rakan combo. They were able to be the big reasons why a lot of these moments came through where members of Mirage, I'm not going to name names, Dardoch, were immediately caught out and just bursted down.
Yeah, big shout out to Denethor on that Cassante. That moment where he stayed alive and like hit that 3-man and Topo strikes right around his own turret, and like, man, I like jumped out of my seat because I was so excited to watch that. I mean, really excited that we get a game.
Expect from
3.
this guy though, right?
Yeah, like, he's been incredible this entire year, and I'm excited to hopefully see some more against Alorum there because it looked very good. But before we do that, we got to head on over to one last Subway halftime refresh where backs are against the wall for all 10 of our players. It is time to really lay it all out. And guys, I think we need some one-on-ones from you to these players to give them a little bit of extra motivation before we get into game number 3. So I have a wheel right here with all 10 players playing in this game. We're going to start with Mazel, go down to beatdown. You're going to take 2 players each and pick and have like a little conversation to them. Tell them what they need to do to win this next game. However, there is a catch. I have a list of scenarios as well that you're going to have to fulfill. That's what the little wheel is all about, right? You got to have a little bit of a different, it can't just be all the same one-on-ones. Does that make sense?
Yep.
All right, Mazel, are you ready? We're going to spin the wheel first for you.
Spin the wheel. See who I get. Does the green indicate good and the yellow is
No, nothing like that. Okay.
Oh,
Chookies.
It's Chookies. All right.
All right, so you will have to tell Chookies why he is the best support, why he's going to win this game, go to the NACL. However, and I know, okay, so we got like the basic one out of the way first. You're going to have a heartfelt, emotional sit-down conversation with him. Here you go, Mazel.
Right. You ready? Chookie, my man, been a long time coming, dude. You've been so good. Your engages, the quickness, plus the grainage, that's 2 abilities that you just had on lock, man. And the way that you manipulate the team fights, the way that you approach it, oh my goodness, you just make my heart light on fire, Chookie. So keep doing what you're doing, man. You're doing great. Go out there and win the game. Wait, that's not a minute. I guess it was about a minute.
It was too good. I got tears running down my eyes. That was too good. Oh, man. Mazel's got me feeling all sorts of ways for Chookies right now. Beatdown, are you going to be able to match that here with one of these players?
Depends who I get. Honestly, I would have had something for Chookies.
Why would it depend on how you get?
No,
because like some more than the other?
I know some better than other. See, I don't know Sword that well. Okay. I can do this. I can do this.
No, Sword, the multi-role
watched him in Academy. Back
no, like I know of him. It's okay.
All right, so while you're talking to Sword, you're trying to subtly influence the player to play your favorite champ in the next game. So I know you're an Akali guy, so just subtly edge him towards a potential Akali pick in this draft.
I got this. Sword, listen to me, buddy. You've been the engager for your team all split long, and you've been doing good work. You had a great game just now. We thought you were going to get 2-0'd, and you stepped up on the NACL. And you know what? You earned a fun champ for this next game. You earned an opportunity to carry, because there are champions, other champions. People are saying you're the facilitator only, that you can only play the utility champs, and we both know that's nonsense. you can play, I don't know, like a Kali, just to name a champion off the
Just
top
random
of my head.
champion,
Just
right?
random champion. Yeah, like you could play that right now. Your team can set you up for one time. You know why? Because you're good enough.
I wonder what he's gonna play. Yeah. I don't know.
Probably not going to be a Kali.
Dude, okay, but if he does, that's me. I just
All
want
right.
you all to
We got
know.
time for one. We got
Cheer me
time
up,
for one
Briggs.
more here, Mizzell.
Cheer me up.
We're gonna make it.
I hope I get the rowdy football coach.
We're gonna make it just a Mirage Alliance player here because we got 2 Winthrop already. So you're gonna have to hype up Dardoch. I mean, he's done a lot of motivation speaking before, so maybe that'll help you.
Easy.
Do you want to just take the football? I kind of want to.
No, just spin it.
Okay, I picked the football. I wrote down
Gotta
the
be
football
part of the
coach
game,
one in
though.
hopes that you would get it. So I was like, I was kind of
just love
hoping
that
for it.
every time we do this wheel, me and Beatdown's heads like turn to the side.
Yeah,
to make sure we
literally,
can
I'm
read
just
it.
trying to read it, and I forget that it pops up.
Parent,
All right.
friend, pet keeps interrupting you during your.
Yeah. So
All right, you ready? I'll do it quick.
here
I'll
we
do
go.
it quick.
Yeah.
All right, Dardoch, you had a rough game. Chewy, hold on. All right, Dardoch, you're doing really good. You just got to find the right shape. Don't get caught on. Chewy, stop. I need you to wait. All right, sit. Dardoch, we're back to you, man. I'm sorry. This dog is interrupting. Don't play not. Chewy, I'm gonna need you to stop. All right, I'm gonna need you to go off. That was it.
Well, okay. I hope Chewy's, in
I hope
good
Chewy didn't
protection
eat
for,
anything.
and I hope Chewy's in good protection here for game number 3 because we're gonna need all the focus from you two in this last matchup for
True.
one of our teams, Mirage Alliance or Winthrop. One of them's moving on to play Team Ambition, and one of them is going home. The floor is ready for Game 3's draft.
Well, it could not come down to anything other than this. We've heard and known that Winthrop want to continue pushing, right? This is a collegiate program that is trying to join Maryville in NACL, be our second collegiate representative. Wow, Mirage Alliance, this team is literally built to win. We got to hear from Chad multiple times. Dardoch called him out, hey man, you want to be my jungler? I'll be support. Let's make it happen. Let's win some stuff together. And this is not a position they would have expected themselves to be in. One game determines it all. And as we get into it now, Mirage on the blue side, back to Comfort's side, have the Ivern and the Zaya band. Yet again, some respect given over to mobility. While Winthrop on the other side have that Poppy and the Rail band.
And it's crazy to think that these two teams are meeting here in that lower bracket. Again, these are two people we expected to be the ones to promote. Yeah, that second spot was, some people said Winthrop, some people said TA, things like that. But Winthrop was in the conversation, and Mirage was just a guarantee in everybody's minds. And the fact that they are both meeting here, the fact that only one of them can make it through is definitely a tough pill for them to swallow. But I think going to this Game 3, having this game as contested as it is, kind of speaks to why we had a lot of faith in them.
And that's the thing of it all, right? You have so much faith in both these two rosters, but also the fact that we have so many standouts from them both. We do see our first pick, Maokai, coming through here from Mirage Alliance, which is the first time we've seen this pick all day long. We banned away in like every single game. But the fact that now Winthrop need to find an answer to what could be a very strong poke-style composition, because usually what follows the Maokai is going to be a Kai'Sa and a Jace. We get the Nautilus actually locked in for Tookie.
Yeah, and I'm wondering if mobility is going to take the Kai'Sa away, because those are two very strong picks, synergize well with Maokai, and I really wouldn't like them to just leave that one up unless they have some really specific, insane game plan coming through here. But my expectation will be the Kai'Sa going through, or maybe if they favor the Jace, whatever the case may be, but a takeaway of one of those champions.
And I want to go back to the point you were talking about earlier. Crazy we see this matchup here, but also Grapes highlighted earlier in the day for us that this is the first time these two teams are actually facing each other.
In a best of
which
three.
I think is so interesting. You see this matchup come down to it in a series that is all of your 2023 culminating at the end of this one. So I like the Tristana lock-in. Does provide you a little bit of flexibility still, but also just that carry potential there. A lot of reset potential as well.
Yeah, and I'm thinking it's going into mobility's hands just because I wasn't really even memeing when I talked about Sword playing more of the kind of setup style champions. Like, he does do that pretty often, so it would be an interesting pivot to see him switch things up. But that's why you see Sudzzi respond with the Syndrome.
That is a Viego locked in, which means that Maokai will not be in the jungle more than likely, unless we get an Alorum special with the Viego top side of the map. But we'll see exactly how that wins out, but also that flexibility, maybe leaving Winthrop guessing in an all-pivotal game.
Yeah, I mean, it wouldn't be surprised if Alorum was one of the ones playing the Maokai in the top side. And Denethor, yeah, he could be considering it as well and is going to lock in that champion. I mean, when he was playing game 1, he was winning out in the matchup. He definitely wasn't the issue, and it's definitely a big comfort for him. And so if they pivot to something like adding an Aphelios to this comp, Aphelios, Syndra, 2 champions, very susceptible to that Camille all-in.
Sudzzi had such an incredible influence last game, even in their loss, and you can expect why he wants to bring it out again. He's like, that was not the problem. I was scaling. I was doing everything I needed to do.
Yeah.
Maybe some scatter of the weeks going a little bit wide, but that is what it is. The Alistair is the lock-in as the ban for Winthrop University, and I think highlighting what this duo in bot lane can do is important for Winthrop. They need to take away a lot of that engage potential from Dardoch. It is the Zeri band away against Winthrop.
And Winthrop just trying to remove engage options there from Dardoch, as many as they can, now that they have that Nautilus coming through here. So it's just going to be that question of what else, how deep can Mirage dig into the pool there for Dardoch to be able to get a champ that can help with facilitate this all-in coming through here? Because it seems like that is what you are sort of leaning towards.
I do wonder now, we're getting into the second phase. We had that Vi band away against Trickster. It actually looked so good with the combos last time, and especially when you get that double lockdown here, if it was the Camille Vi with the Nautilus, would be actually insane. But this is a pick we saw banned away earlier in the day in our previous series, but it's one that makes it through now. The Lilia for Trickster coming through, and that's a classic.
Yeah, it is definitely a more interesting one. We're seeing it pop up a little bit more in priority for junglers these last couple of patches. It is interesting because you do clear very quickly. You do have a lot of ways to play out these fights, to kite, to set up for your ultimate if you land the poke with the swirling seeds. So, and it can really help set up the all-in potential of this composition. And the fact that we are seeing that Aphelios come through, you got to imagine it's Maokai support, and they just look for the Shen again. I think... Okay, so it is.
All
you know
right.
what? This is fine too. Something to protect these carries is basically where I was going with that.
And just get a lot of lockdown on a composition that really wants to go forward for Winthrop University. I do really like that Winthrop are opting into a Trickster comfort in the Lilia, but I wonder how they're going to try to follow that one up. You're going to have a lot of influence on the Lilia earlier on. We do get some potential utility coming out and some of that counter engage there for Winthrop as they lock in the Ashe.
I got to say, I'm really liking what we have from Winthrop this time around. And you have a lot of engage from range, especially with mobility playing the Ashe with that enchanted crystal arrow, and you just have a lot of long range setup for these team fights. So if Winthrop get an angle where they're able to land poke, they're able to get that all in, they can get on top of people like Sudzzi and Neo. And your job on Mirage is for Sudzzi and Dardoch to be able to absorb a lot of this engage. Sudzzi, scatter the weak. You need to be on point with these like you have been so far this series. And Dardoch, a lot of pressure on him to block damage for Neo and Sudzzi, because there's going to be a lot of it.
Yeah, I love the Braum into this setup, as well as Alorum just picking up the Maokai there in the top side of the map into Denethor's Camille now. It's going to be something where Denethor has had so much incredible influence on this pick himself. We saw Yanni say it earlier in a tweet. You cannot keep disrespecting this man and giving him Camille. Well, now is the time to put up or shut up, and the time is nigh for competition to arise. It is Mirage Alliance versus Winthrop University. Winner goes home. No shot in NACL 2024. And the other will take one step closer to securing their spot in that league next year. Now, Mirage Alliance maybe needing some help from the chat here. Make sure you're spamming in or Mirage Alliance or Winthrop University. Who you think's going to win? See who's going to come down to it. Got a level 1 brewing right now for Winthrop.
What a way to cap off our last game of the day. Some spicy shenanigans in the first level. Neo, I like his positioning. If they walk out of the brush, he should be able to see them. So it's not going to end up amounting to much other than a little bit of vision on the tri-brush. And again, I like Winthrop being active here. You have double marksman. You have a lot of long range engage, a lot of scaling. So I actually favor them towards that late game, but I still like that we're seeing that proactivity coming through here.
And we've heard Chad talk about it. We've heard the confidence there for Mirage Alliance, but now They're going to need the confidence more than ever. Chad on the Viego is going to have to carry here. Chucky's not going to hit the dredge line. And why? You're fighting into a Braum level 1. That is not the play. And that'll be the flash from Chucky's. They want this Trickster. He's going for the Chicky Nuggies, and they want more fights. Darduck getting a little bit low here as Chad walking up now. This is chaos, and this is a game number 3. Chad, that's first blood to Sudzzi, but immediately responded to as Trickster picks up his kill, and now there's no escaping the Ash once she hits your target, and Mobility gets the second kill of the game.
Wow, I mean, being the distraction so Trickster can get the Raptor camp is definitely bold because, yeah, this is Braum level 1, the most broken passive at this stage of the game, but Winthrop, they make it work. They end up coming out on top, so it's a pretty overwhelming advantage in its first couple of minutes. And now I'm looking at Trickster to try and continue punishing this Raptors respawn now that he has the timer and just keep stealing this camp away from Chad.
Dude, that level 2 was actually so crucial in that. So much damage came out from Trickster there.
Yeah.
And that is the kind of turnaround, right? A little bit split decision-making for Mirage Alliance. You can have the hands all day long, but you've got to be on the team page at least. Now, Chad, we did get to hear him talk earlier, and now we're going to hear him talk again about playing with this squad.
I mean, unfortunately, I can't even say that we're like the best team. We just have the best players. You know, like our team play is whatever, it's good for the level, but it's not even that we're the best team. We just have the best players individually in every single role. So it's kind of like we get lazy because we don't even have to like focus to play as a team, because when every lane's winning and every lane's gapping their opponents, you're just gonna be winning games fundamentally.
Now, that was before the promotion tournament started off. Now, obviously in a different position, but maybe that same state of mind going to be there. They've got to be able to handle this situation. If they are so good, they need to rise to the occasion.
And it is that question there, because we saw it in the series against Lit when they got 0-2'd. We saw it in Game 2 as well. When they're behind, when it comes to those bigger team play decisions, things like macro and playing from behind, they're not really the best at it. So the fact that Winthrop have gotten this early game lead really does bode well for them in this elimination scenario.
Chad makes it around the corner faster than Winthrop were ready for. Now Chucky's should get locked on by the Graviton, but the rest of Mirage are turning back.
Oh, they got him.
All the damage from Mobility. And Trickster is on one right now, flexing all over Chad.
Nice to see the comfort pit working out here for Winthrop in such a crucial game. And just like I called out, Trickster, he's going to go for that Raptors respawn. And Denethor, you can't pick the tanks into Camille, man.
You've got to respect Denethor every single time, but what a way to do it. Trickster and Denethor, the previous members of Mirage Alliance, giving them the hands right now.
Right, I mean, just so much is done well by Winthrop in this early game. They got the pressure. We saw it on the screen earlier, that Denethor using his prio to pressure Chad as well. That you could see the difference in farm that's resulted in it. I'm pretty sure those top camps for Chad are still level 1. Like, he hasn't actually been able to clear them yet. He's touching his blue buff for the first time, as we can see. And it just means that Trickster, who's back and spent more gold and is already getting his respawn camps, is actually getting a significant advantage here.
Yeah, and that's the thing about Viego. You need to kind of have a lead, right? We were talking earlier in the series. You're that bridge. You are the early game skirmishing.
Yeah.
And yes, you have a lot of scaling on Mirage Alliance, but we saw how that went last game. So the fact that he is down 0-2 now is so far behind the tempo of jungle, behind Trickster. You've got to find a way to dig yourself out of this hole you've already dug into.
Right, and it's now Winthrop who have that advantage over this bottom side. And I'm looking to see if they want to go for the Drake stacking this game. You have so much, well, not so much, but you have a noticeable lead on Mobility and Trickster. And it's resulted in those tier 2 boots. You see the longsword and the dagger as well for Mobility. And you get Chuki's just going to go ahead and start this dragon, pull it out so that Trickster can get it for him.
You see Winthrop University taking that preemptive step with the priority they have in lanes, able to take that one down. Will be the first dragon for them, and a hefty lead under 6 minutes here. There is no real response from the side of Mirage Alliance. We'll see now them going back to this laning state where they feel confident. I think that's the thing now, is we're still looking at Chad on the other side to get involved. Chad, a guy who plays so confidently, with surrounded by so much veterancy. They've got to make some good decisions moving forward here for this composition and for this team.
They do. And it's tough because Chad already highlighted it in that picture-in-picture video we watched, but it's going to be half something that Mirage will have to overcome in this game, trying to plan on how to play from behind, because it isn't just this small gold lead. Objectives are coming through here. Trickster is going to continue getting this advantage because Lilia is so hard to catch up to once you fall behind. And plus, you're playing with a double marksman comp, so the only way to make this work is if Chad gets involved, and trying to do that now on the bottom side.
There's one way to do that. You know you can go to Neo. Neo has been so incredible. That's why we started this entire series talking about mobility versus Neo, a little veterancy versus newness, and mobility taking a little bit of the brunt of the ire from Mirage Alliance's early slip-ups. We'll end up burning the flash and the cleanse there as Chad was trying to look for something.
Yeah, it was nicely done. Now that's something that Chad can look to punish in these coming minutes. And yeah, I agree with you, Lennon. You're looking at Neo as a player who is very consistent on this roster, and even when he played for TSM Challengers in spring on this Aphelios, looking to see if he'll be able to kind of show us that, because there is that pressure on him in this elimination game to also step up and deliver.
On the other side, the roster has come out with a very interesting year so far. Winthrop University maybe a little bit lower on the totem pole than a lot of people, or a lot of doubters, I guess, just as we've kind of had a theme in this one. But I think as a whole, bringing this roster together, having mobility and Chookies be so strong in their own right, but also having so many strengths to play around in terms of their niche picks, see if they can take advantage of it. Dardoch taking that tower shots there, and will have to back away after that one.
Yeah, still has heal, still has flash. So I like that mobility and Chookies are going for these looks. And
looking
speaking of
topside,
looks,
Alorum locked out with the Hextech ultimatum, and I have decided the ultimatum is that you are dead, as he's gonna go to sleep and Betty
Trickster
for Alorum as Trickster goes down, and double kill for Alorum. The gatekeeper reigns strong.
Are we serious, guys? What is that?
He didn't even have to be awake to get those kills.
Oh my god, man. Like, you're not tanky as Lilia. Just be happy that Alorum flashed. I mean, that's just a big misstep coming through here in such a crucial moment. Yeah, but I mean, the fact that they stay, that's what I'm saying. Like, Trickster could have lived. Denethor could have lived.
Oh my god.
Like, this is just not worth.
Denethor stopped. He's trying to stunt on him. He's like, oh, you're still asleep. I'm going to wait a while. He could have just gotten the auto attack up and left. With a little bit of greed comes through to bite Winthrop, and now Maokai on the top side has advantage. Chad takes the Rift Herald, and that's right back in the driver's seat for Mirage Alliance.
And that's the thing. The Herald was up. It was yours for the taking, and that's another thing you end up sacrificing for blundering that play like that. And that's Mirage's window back into this. They have a Herald, they have a gold lead because of what Alorum has picked up on, and now they have the opportunity to pick up more gold. My eyes are on Chad and his inventory to see where he breaks this eye. And wow, could it be topside?
He might be looking right back to it. The Nature's Grasp comes out, the little llama is going to slow him down, and that Heartbreaker is going to come right through him. Denethor tanking up so much though. Chad heals up with that Triumph and actually survives. That Rift Herald not actually going to be burned just yet because of the way the wave state is.
Yeah, but I like the move. Just the fact that he showed up, he helped his top laner get another kill, and then he's going to be able to drop that Herald elsewhere. A bot lane, we talked about Neo saying he needs to get set up for success and then deliver. The Rift Herald is a perfect way for him to do so.
Now we look back at it now and see where he can go, either mid or bot. Either get Neo or Sudzzi some more of this beautiful, beautiful gold. But we have about a minute, a little bit less so, for this dragon. It would be a second dragon for Winthrop University, so they definitely want to continue stacking that up if possible. Rod of Ages just got completed for Alorum, and Chad and Sudzzi are looking for Trickster. He steals his chicky nuggies yet again, man. Somebody stop this man.
I'm pretty sure Chad has never had that Raptors camp, and that's kind of what you do when you have leads and you're playing a champ like Lilia. You take that camp so easily, but you get CC'd.
But if you don't get that engage, you overextend. That's the thing a couple of these times is like Trickster barely dodges out of an engage, and that just means that overextension comes through. Sudzzi flashing forward there. Glacial Fissure and the blocking provided by Dardoch will end up getting Sudzzi the kill onto Chookies.
Yeah, big deal there. Chad is getting real aggressive before he's back to just farming Trickster's bottom side jungle, trying to see what he's going to be able to get with here. And now I am looking at that bot side. That Herald Eye looks like it's about to expire. Surely this is where you want to drop this one and just get gold onto your Aphelios.
Gotta try to get gold where it matters most. I will say Sudzzi getting some heavy trades on a sword there in the mid lane is gonna feel really good. But you do need to expect Mirage to continue setting the tempo ahead of themselves. Rift Herald will need to be spawned here pretty soon, but before they do that, Mirage Alliance going for the Dragon, and this would set them even in the Dragon score between them and Winthrop.
You slow the stacking of Winthrop University, so you're not so worried about the Dragon Soul. And now you have a pretty good gold lead building here. We have a little skirmish topside. We even see Mobility send the arrow.
Oh, Trickster. Enchanted Crystal Arrow across the map, actually saving a little bit of time there for Trickster. As the Hex Gates come through yet again, you see that Trickster going back down towards the bottom side of the map. Gotta be a little bit careful here in mid.
I like these angles that Mirage continue to look for here. Even though Trickster farms very quickly, you're not very tanky. Lilia, if you are caught unawares by multiple members, it's really easy for you to fall if you get CC. That's the thing. Because it doesn't matter how fast your move speed is you're stunned. That's a special one. I'll give you that one for free, Lennon.
No, I'm digging. I'm just sitting here digging the. For 25-30 minutes if they can get to that point.
And right now, things are slowing down a little bit. I mean, Chad, looks like the eye is still bugged. I kind of wondered if they had fixed it by now, but
all
surely,
season long, baby.
Yeah, and surely he's got to drop it soon. Like, it has been a couple of minutes since he got. Okay, there you go.
There it is.
I think it must have been about to expire. But either way.
Hello, Shelly.
Actually, isn't it the second? Oh, hello.
Oh, Neo. That's the second one. As they get another kill there, and that will be Winthrop University taking full advantage of a wonky map state from Mirage Alliance, but the Nature's Grass quite across. Mobility will burn the cleanse early, and they hyper-focus on a Chookies. Allure goes on a rampage on the Maokai, my man. He's 4-1 now, and the Mirage Alliance looking to take advantage of this push on bottom side with this Rift Herald.
Yeah, and it's unfortunate Neo isn't going to be a part of it because they dove him earlier, but Mirage still going to be able to collect overall. They might collect on some lives while they're at it.
There's the TP coming in from Denethor, though, to try to save the day. First kill's already gone down. Reset City for Chad, who has everything he needs, but he's taking up that tower. Sword gets him. Sword survives somehow. And Chookies is down here as well. If Sudzzi turns back around, Chookies is ready and raring to go. Denethor, he wants more kills. He wants more aggression.
Hey, Sword.
Chookies trying to lock down Sudzzi. He does, but Denethor survives in the end. Sudzzi goes gold, and Flash comes through, but Alorum stops him in his tracks. And a double kill for Alorum. The trees come alive, and the Gatekeeper is taking form. Alorum ain't going nowhere.
Dude, these trees got hands or something. This Maokai top pick for Alorum is 7-1 at the moment. He's sitting on a not even half stack Rod of Ages, and Mirage continued to come out on top after what was a disastrous first couple of minutes here. Mirage, maybe they get caught.
Neo is definitely gonna die.
Unless
the Lilting Lullaby locked in. There's the Chakrams there down, but Mobility with the Kraken Slayer is just enough to work it out himself. That'll be it in the topside matchup, but the biggest thing is, man, Alorum is a force to be reckoned with, a force of nature, if you will.
Ah, nice.
And you gotta be this tall to ride this ride, and they ain't tall enough.
Alorum is looking like to deny Winthrop entrance to the ride that is NACL Spring 2024, because wow, what a stellar performance he's had so far. And remember, this is elimination points here for either one of these teams since we are in game 3, so Mirage being able to make the comeback after how this early game has been going is definitely a great look.
Alorum, my god, he stopped.
Kind of nuts.
He stopped Denethor in the middle of his ultimate with the flash. Bramble Smash, what a play, and what a heads-up moment for Mirage. Chad also takes the Rift Herald number 2 here.
And it's just another neutral that Mirage are going to be able to get some value out of here. This is the thing that we talk about. When Mirage are behind, things do not go there. Oh, I might need to hold that. Oh, you're joking. Lennon, I have a question for you right now.
Yeah.
How tilted are you if you're scale of 1 to 10? Talk to me. Let me hear it.
I mean, you know, when there's a tree smacking you in the face, it'd be a little tilted. It'd be asking where the chainsaw is.
Yeah.
I would say it's about that right now.
Okay.
But that's the thing. You have to be able to deal with these ebbs and flows. We've seen Winthrop, yes, opt into comfort. Denethor has played Camille twice in a row, but Alorum had the answer, and if you can't adapt, if you can't break this man in top lane, there is no way in hell you're getting past Mirage Alliance.
And it's funny, no matter what team he's on, that's something Alorum has said so very often. Again, like kind of self-proclaiming himself the gatekeeper, as you called him, Lennon. And he just continues to prove that time and time again over his tenure in this Tier 2, Tier 3 scene. He just continues to step up, continues to look good, make plays like that.
Chad overextended there. That's decisiveness from Winthrop that is needed. First turret goes over to Mirage Alliance, but that is a big piece off the board. Mirage going to TP in, though, try to get Alorum there front and center. As the Rift Herald does come crashing down, Nature's Grasp is available if Alorum wants to pull the trigger.
I think he does.
Goes in. He gets the Nature's Grasp on the back of it, though, as well. But Alorum might have just baited the rest of his team. Glacial Prison comes back out. Moonlight Vigil on top of all of them. And it's Neo that gets burst damage onto the rest of Winthrop. And that just means Mirage Alliance come away the victors in that little scuffle.
You see, the thing is, right now, Lennon, Alorum is so far ahead. He is very difficult to kill. I really love the Frozen Heart purchase because it really hampers the DPS of Sword and mobility. And the fact that Sword is only sitting on that static shiv, I mean, we don't have any real tank shred at the moment here. So wherever Alorum is, these fights look fantastic for the side of Mirage as we continue to see time and time again. Now they get themselves their second Drake, halfway to a soul, and at this rate, they're pretty close to sending Winthrop packing.
And I do want to look at Winthrop, right? They are a collegiate university that promises at least to continue having their program. It is a situation where they want to be the second collegiate team in NACL. They do not want their story of 2023 here to end in this loss. They were able to bring back a miraculous game number 2, but they've got to get to the late game here if they want to have any hope.
That's right. It's when this double marksman comp really starts to get up there. I mean, when you see items like Kraken Slayer in the inventory, Lord Dominic's Regards, that's kind of the tipping point here where things swing back into Winthrop's favor. The problem is Sword is a long way from that deadly combo. Mobility, building into that Triforce isn't really there or anywhere close to that himself. So we're waiting for a while, Lennon, and the key is going to be whether or not Winthrop can actually hold on.
We're getting very close to a second item spike for Neo on Mirage Alliance as well, and that'll be something they can just continue to push the tempo with. They have so much scaling on their side. They have so much strength, as well as Winthrop do. Now with this lead, about 4,000 gold, they're looking for picks, but Dardoch getting picked out himself might have just baited the rest of Winthrop into this one. As Chunky's getting low, that's going to be a reset going the way of Mirage Alliance. Chad, he wants some more. He wants to buy Trickster here on the back end of it all. You do still have the Lilting Lullaby available for Trickster, but that's the problem with Winthrop's composition. They need so much setup for getting any success, while Mirage could just say, we going now.
And all that setup is Chuki's, let's be honest. So when he gets caught out like that, there's no opportunity for him to effectively dredge line, effectively use that depth charge. And because of that, it makes this 5v5 even more difficult. Even though we're seeing that second item come through for mobility, the damage, it just really isn't there because the question is going to be, can you kill Alorum? No? Well, you're in a tough spot then. I apologize. The only one who can really handle it is Denethor with that true damage, but you know, 1v3
Are you going to handle it?
Yeah.
I don't think you're handling it in a 1v3. We'll have a lot of safety coming. Enchant Crystal Arrow does get used. The rest of Winthrop are trying to come here and save their top laner. They just need to do something here. Lilting Lullaby not going to be used just yet. Moonlight Vigil goes wide. Neo gets engaged on, but the rest of Mirage Alliance are right here to back him up. And that just means Winthrop are so out of sorts right now. Neo goes on a killing spree. Lilting Lullaby comes way too late. And Trickster, you'll be singing yourself to a gray screen.
And they're going to be rushing their way to that Baron because this is going to be so easy now. No jungle, no support. You have a Felios with red, white guns. That's going to be an easy Baron buff in your hands. And Mirage, well on track to a game finish like we saw in Game 1.
Denethor trying to hold back the floodgates, but the dam was already cracked and crumbling, and Mirage absolutely take advantage of it.
They sure do. I mean, Denethor, it was a valiant effort, but really it just comes down to, you see this attack on multiple fronts. I mean, surely Alarm is just fine, right?
Bring them all! Fight the tree and Alurum! He'll still survive! He's under tower! My goodness! This man is unkillable!
He's fine!
Mirage Alliance! They have destroyed Winthrop University! Piece by little piece!
Nature is unending as Alurum simply won't die. Winthrop are at a loss at what to do in this game. They don't have the damage to take down the tank of Mirage Alliance, and it's starting to feel like that is all she wrote. Lennon, Winthrop, unless they have some more gas in the tank, their season ends. They will not join us in Spring Split NACL next year.
They got to pull out some gumption here. We talked so much about their story, about all players being together in their collegiate lab, having Artemis behind them, how much influence he's had on the team, but also the positive outlook for a lot of these guys, the willingness to push this to the brink, and they did just that. They brought us to 3 games, but now Mirage are angry, and they always look so scary when they're angry beatdown.
God, it's so disgusting that you're in a 1v3.
That's 3 people there. Dardoch even misses the flash. Doesn't matter.
True. I mean, to be fair, the locket does help. Alarm certainly dies without it. But the fact that he made it that far before the locket, it disgusts me, Lennon. But right now, what doesn't disgust me is Mirage having that Turo Baron buff and the keys to drive their way to a win here, because I look at this damage, man.
There's not even a lot of damage done, but the subway damage dealt last teamfight is still there for Alurum, and he's back at it again. Gets the Hextech ultimatum on him. Now he pops the Nature's Grasp right back to them. And that's multiple knockdown members there. Winthrop just desperately trying to hold on to something, but the wave is crashing. It was not a mirage. It was the real damn thing.
And that's 2 in hit. Oh, wait! I think the game's
That's
done.
the engage.
It's
That's
over.
It. Get him out of here. Mirage Alliance will take a 2-1 here off the back of incredible performances across the board. We set up Neo for this, but it was their experience, their team play, and those damn hands, man. They'll take down Winthrop University in one last gasp, deny them entrance into NACL, and push on their hope to join the ranks next year. They'll have one more step to go, and they need to find everything they can. The grit, the tenacity is all there, and Mirage Alliance come out 2-1 victors.
And that's the team we expected to clear the upper bracket. That's the team we all said guaranteed they would go to Challengers League next split, and it's looking like we have a lower bracket menace on our hands here, Lennon, because wow, another 10K plus lead sub 25 minutes.
It's all about execution, baby, and they came out confident and with the hands to back it up. What a game, what a series. We have to say adieu to Winthrop's opportunity to make it an ACL in 2024, starting in spring at least. I'm sure that a lot of these members will have garnered a lot of the growth and the at least lengthy season they've had this year to really grow. And I think we've seen some really positive things. Obviously, Denethor is a monster, and Mobility having some great performances to round out his split. I really want to see this roster continue forward. As a collegiate program, I do expect them to do so. Now, we are going to take a short little break. We'll have Grapes on the other side. We'll have a Verizon post-game interview, and you're not going to want to miss it.
Subway refreshed their ingredients, their menu, and now they're slicing their meats fresh. That's why their new Subway Series subs are preferred by this champ.
And his future champ.
Pros who are talking heads prefer fresh sliced turkey.
And pros who use their heads prefer fresh sliced ham.
More deli meats are preferred by this QB.
And preferred by his old backup QB.
And if we prefer it, we know you'll prefer it too. Is this slice as good as your tennis slice?
I can't answer that, but yes.
Hello everybody, welcome to the Verizon post-game interview where I am joined by Mirage Alliance's mid laner Sudzzi, a 2-1 victory over Winthrop University. Now, Sudzzi, I have to ask, throughout the qualifiers, you played a lot of different teams, but you actually never played against Winthrop or Lit Esports in the entirety of like the OQs in a best of 3. Did that have anything to do with some of the struggles that we saw, either in Game 2 today or, the series from before?
Yeah, so we played Lit, and we were really feeling ourselves, like, in general. Like, we played them before, we played in the past, we have no trouble. But for whatever reason, we woke up on that day, and had our eyes still closed. We had our eyes frosted over with the goo you get when you wake up, and we didn't do nothing. We did not perform. And I thought Lit looked honestly great. They were doing a really good job. They came to play, and they looked like the better team on the day. It definitely was a wake-up call. We took that as a kick in the butt, because we're no more messing up is what today was, and I was ready to play that. If I die tomorrow, I'm happy with what I did today. That's kind of the mindset, the Zen mindset I have going on right now.
Right. I mean, going after that loss, you won series, you're kind of out of this, but
that's right. Yeah.
You thought that during that series against Lit, it wasn't really like they are better than us thing. It was more you guys didn't play to your level of expectations, or are there things that you think you can work on moving forward as you have 2 more best of 5s to promote into the NACL?
No, I mean, that was even a wake-up call, as well as like a teaching experience. Like, with the macro worked, I looked back at it. We all looked back at it, and there's some natural biases in how we play that we do kind of get away with because we are having strong players on the roster. So definitely stuff to learn from that. Additionally, they got my homeboy Dragoon. Dragoon is he's a monster on certain picks, and if you sleep on him, he's gonna just wreck your whole team. We've seen it a lot actually recently.
So it was Ego leaving the Darius. That's what I'm hearing. Just a little bit.
We forgot. We just worried about Olaf. We're not worried about Darius. We have the Nico, but my top laner, man, he just forgets to take Ghost. I tell him, bro, we're both Nico 80 mains, and I'm telling him, please just take Ghost. And he's like, I have TP, it's fine. And he's like, oh, he just ghosted at me and killed me. Like, oh, no way. He did that? Crazy. Yeah, it was a bit of a mistake, but we're bouncing back, and we're looking forward to seeing them later, so.
Yeah, I mean, speaking of champion pools, you played the Syndra today, the Nico earlier today, AP style, but also I feel like your champion flexibility has been a big reason why Mirage Alliance has been able to succeed. Do you feel like that is a big strength of yours, especially on a team with a ton of veterans top to bottom?
Yeah, I always kind of bring a lot of champs to the pool. I've been playing a long time. I can kind of whip at everything and have a sufficient level in the mid lane. Some of my picks aren't that good, but they do the job. Syndra's the one I'm comfy on. Nico, like I said, I was a one-trick. So today I had 2 of my one-tricks flat out. So it was a good day. Overall, I think all our players have some serious star power. We've seen Maokai in the top lane getting a 2v1 outplay.
Oh man, that guy.
Saving the game. I'm telling you what, everyone had that happen, and it was like a sigh of relief. We were chill. So yeah. Again, everyone, Neo, Dardoch, Chad, we all have some star power in us, and that shows.
Yeah, I mean, definitely showed up there in that Game 3. And I remember, this is your second promotion tournament of 2023. I remember we got to talk to you in the spring split when you were with Tony Top. And, when we were asking you about what it was like to kind of be back, you're like, yeah, I'm just playing with the boys, getting some dubs and winning, kind of is what it is. Do you feel like that's the same case now? Or has this year kind of ignited that fire of competition within you once again?
I wasn't paid back then. I didn't care about winning, and no one expected me to win, so it was just have some fun, Now I got like the owner and sponsors.
Now you got some responsibility. You gotta bring the bread home. Yeah.
You want me to win that bad? Like, jeez, you're not gonna pay me, okay? Calm down. I'll play. Like that's kind of the vibe now. But it's a fire under my seat at the end of the day, so I'm happy for it.
You got 2 more best of 5s to win if you want to be promoted into the NACL alongside Mirage Alliance. Your first one is going to be up against Team Ambition, where you've had some history with them throughout the summer split. Should it be an easy match, or are you worried a little bit? Just a little bit.
I mean, I watched the games today. Kachu looked pretty good. I mean, at the end of the day, it's me versus Snow in my own head of, if I beat this guy, I am ruining his chances at his own life as a professional career. And that hurts me more than anything else. I'm telling you, I have this way. Robbie Bob too, they told me how to play against Robbie Bob, and I'm like, dude, I don't want to kick this guy anywhere. I want him to succeed. Why am I pitted against my own friends. Like it's a cruel world, but I'd rather beat them than get beat myself. So sorry, Nick. It's go time when it's go time.
Do you have anything else to say? Just like I'll give you like the one-on-one, the direct message. We can even pull up the full screen of just Sudzi's face to Snow and Levitate, your former teammates. You're gonna have to face off against them tomorrow. What do you have to say?
Yo, Levitate, I watched you R into 5 players, bro. You are lucky you are alive. Don't do that anymore. You're better than this. You're better, dude. And then Snow, I mean, Snow carried me in a little side turn we played just recently. Got me a gaming chair for my girlfriend. So Snow, you keep it up, dude. You're gorgeous. I love you, man.
Really looking forward to that matchup. I have it marked on my calendar. I will be sitting in the seat and I will be watching it. Thank you very much, Sudzzi, for getting to talk to us. We're gonna leave the floor to you before we close out the show for today.
Thank you so much. Yeah, guys. Again, hello again. Mirage, Sudzzi here. We made it. The favorites, I assume. You probably were preying on our downfall. I don't blame you. We are the favorites. But if you weren't, thank you for supporting us. We love you, all 5 of us, and Norman too. Going forward, we're going to keep picking up the pace and keep getting even faster wins. I look forward to, reveling in those wins with you guys. Even the haters, even if you want to come last second to join the Mirage fam, we love you too. And yeah, that's that.
Incredible. Thank you very much, Sudzzi. Best of luck moving forward here in the promotion tournament. We're going to bring the casters back in to wrap up this day. 5 games of League of Legends, ending off with 2 teams getting sent home. But guys, we got to talk about the Sudzzi interview for a second, because that guy is a content machine no matter what.
Real. He is. It was actually incredible. Also, give the special shout-outs to Levitate still. I was the same way
that was so funny.
when I saw Levitate do that. But anyways, it is something where I think you get a lot of the strength, a lot of those hands-checking moments that we really expected out of Mirage Alliance. We saw that on full display today. It's nice to see that confidence still there, at least for Sudzzi and the rest of the team.
And Beatdown, as we take a look at the bracket, we will see Sudzzi and the rest of Mirage Alliance face off against Team Ambition, but we also have Supernova versus Lit on the upper half of the bracket. All 4 teams that were in the qualifiers in the spring split, one of them made it back up, and now all 4 of them have a chance for a spot in the league for 2024.
Right, and we're really starting to fill out this bracket here for the summer promotion tournament. And tomorrow, we're going to get that first look on who is actually going to promote there between Supernova and Lit. And I think that's going to be one of the most exciting ones, just to see who's going to get that first spot. And then the rest of the week is just going to be fighting things out in that lower bracket to see who's going to get the scraps.
We're in best of 5 territory now, baby. Let's go.
We made it.
I do remember actually talking to Chad of Mirage Alliance a few weeks ago after he won the finals, and